Every county in purple on this map has more low-performing schools today than the school year before the pandemic. We are seeing just a few brighter spots here. Weldon City, as well as Northampton County, Cumberland County, Robeson, and Scotland County, they all have fewer failing schools. And check out this big yellow spot right here. That is Johnston County. It's the only school system in the state to see a major drop in the number of underperforming schools. WRAL's Matt Tallhelm talked with parents and school leaders to find out what they did to improve those test scores. Matt?
Yeah, Deborah, Clayton Middle School is one of those schools to fall off that list of low-performing schools. It's also one of 33 schools in Johnston County to exceed expectations for growth in those test scores. Just 3 years ago, there were only 10 schools here in the county that did that.
And Henry loves coming to school every day.
Carrie Lee sends her son off to third grade at Cooper Academy, where she's also PTA president.
We've gone through a restart, but they have been growing ever since.
That restart followed several years on the state's list of low-performing schools.
When they were faced with adversity, they thought, well, how can we be innovative? How can we think creatively to help students engage and learn?
Lee credits the elementary school's teachers with turning test scores around.
You could just see that paying off now that we're back face to face. You can see that the students are empowered and they want to learn.
Cooper was one of 14 low-performing schools in Johnston County before the pandemic. Now that number is down to 5. West Clayton, West Smithfield, and South Smithfield elementary schools, Smithfield Selma High, and the county's virtual academy.
We'll continue to place resources in those classrooms in a way that will help to support the work of those teachers.
Johnston County Public Schools is celebrating its improvements, overcoming learning loss through the pandemic. Chief Academic Officer Nicholas King says the school system focused on a district-wide curriculum and improved tracking of testing data that's shared with teachers and students.
So it's an ongoing process that includes helping those students understand what the goal is that we're setting for them, and very often having them and their families involved in the process for setting those goals.
After the hypothesis, what do you do next?
North Johnston Middle School raised its grade from an F to a C. The school now dedicates 45 minutes out of the day for all classrooms to focus on reading and math.
We lessen the gaps that the students may have and to make sure that they're on their way of their learning path that they need to continue.
Another thing the school system says it's done to improve those test scores is walkthroughs in the classrooms here. They have administrators and staff go in and observe what's happening in the classroom and observe how students are learning. They say they've done more than 14,750 of those walkthroughs in just the last year. Johnston County Public Schools moved up the rankings. They are now 41st in the state. That's moving up from 83rd in 2019.
A lot to celebrate. Looks like they have some very enthusiastic teachers there, too, which is always a plus when it comes to teaching students and keeping their attention. Love it. Matt Tallhelm, live in Johnston County. Thank you, Matt.